360 watt hours. Now let's take an easy comparison and change the voltage to 48. 48 volts times 10 amp hours equals 480 watt hours. And the reverse is true. If you have a watt hour rating and they don't give you the amp hours, but you know the voltage, you can calculate backwards. 480 divided by 10 equals 48. Or 480 divided by 48 equals 10. This way you can accurately compare the total capacity, which is the watt hours, of any given battery. Now, other than just comparing batteries to each other and seeing which one is larger, you might be wondering, why does this matter? And that goes to point number 1. And that is, range claims don't matter. Now, this may seem a bit harsh, but I've seen one bike claim 20 to 40 miles of range, and another bike claim 80 to 100 miles of range. And after looking quickly at the specifications and using our simple formula to calculate the battery capacity, the batteries between the two bikes are the same. So how could one bike be claiming 20 to 40 miles and another bike be claiming 80 to 100 miles? I prefer to be more realistic. Let's take a real e-bike example. Let's take a 48 volt, 12 amp hour battery, which you can multiply and get the answer to the watt hours yourself. But if we take this battery and we put it into a 750 watt hub motor, how far will it go? Well, we can't really answer that question unless we know some more things. Is it going uphill? Is it going downhill? How fast are you going? Are you going 10 miles an hour, 20 miles an hour? Does the person riding the bike weigh 100 pounds, 150 pounds, 200 pounds? There's so many different variables that the range could be anywhere from 10 miles if you went full throttle with a heavy load up a steep hill and killed the battery as quickly as possible, or you could go 50 miles if you're riding it like a bicycle on a low pedal assist setting and using the motor only a small amount. I prefer to be on a very conservative side and tell people a battery of that type with that motor would have a range around 20 to 30 miles, because that's the typical range I see for how people ride my bikes. Could you go further than 30 miles? Absolutely, but there are some requirements to make that happen, and that's not what most people do. And could you drain it much faster than that? Also yes, but that's also not the typical scenario. So rather than believing the range claims by various e-bike manufacturers, I would ignore them altogether and use the new knowledge you have about battery capacity, the quality, and the types of motors to determine which bike is going to be best for you. Thanks for watching another video from Bolton e-bikes.